all and good morning. Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north. More specifically, say it with me folks, Columbus, Ohio. Yes, I've been in Columbus since Thursday, and let's take a step back even before that. We've begun the Choose My Adventure road trip. I allow you guys to vote on which city I head to next, and I go to one city, you guys vote for the next one. Once I get there, you guys vote for the next one. You guys voted for Cleveland, Ohio. Drove to Cleveland. Unfortunately, as soon as I arrived in Cleveland, my check engine light went on. The turbocharger in my car was crapped out. And luckily for me, it was a very fast fix, a very expensive fix, but a very fast fix. They had it fixed by 5 o'clock the next day. So, bump in the road, ready to head on. Allowed you guys to vote. You guys voted for Columbus. You guys are big fans of Ohio, I see. You voted for Columbus. I drove into Columbus, and just as I was arriving in Columbus, I got smacked. Someone hit me from behind. They smacked me from behind in my Equinox. Fortunately, the person that hit me, I don't know why they hit me. I don't know if they weren't paying attention. I don't know if they having a bad day, if they were distracted by something, but they hit me. Fortunately, the gentleman that hit me, he was honest. He apologized. He said it was 100% his fault. He told the insurance company on the phone that it was 100% his fault. But so I appreciate that. I appreciate the honesty, because you know, he could have driven away. He could have driven away, and I would have never known who hit me. He could have lied. He could have made excuses, but he took responsibility, which I appreciate. As much as his momentary mistake, it's cost me quite a bit as far as my time and energy being stuck here in Columbus. But I do appreciate it being honest, telling the truth, being honest with the police, with the insurance company, and not driving off and leaving me to die on the side of the road. But yeah, so that's good, I guess. But I've been stuck here since that was Thursday night. It is Tuesday as I am recording this, and it has been a slow process. It has been a very slow process. My car is still at the auto body shop, at the dealership. I've not heard one word from the insurance adjuster. Hopefully I will hear from them soon. Right now, no idea what's going to happen to my car, if it's going to be totaled, if it's going to be fixed. But so I've been just camping out here in Columbus. Jen drove down here to stay with me, to keep me sane, to drive me around, as well as just to calm me down when I get a little too stressed out about this particular situation. But there has been a glimmer of hope, a little bit of good news today. We have taken a baby step forward, because I have a rental car now. I can actually leave Ohio. This is a Nissan Rogue. I don't know a lot about cars. This is a Nissan Rogue. So I'm allowed to keep this until either my car is totaled. If they say it's totaled, then I have to bring it back. If they say it needs fixing, then I can stay in this until the car is fixed. So let me show you guys. The rental. So it is a little smaller than the Equinox, but just a little bit, not incredibly smaller. They were going to give me a much smaller car, a economy car, but the gentleman at Enterprise, he recommended I call Geico and request a slightly larger car, because I didn't need it for my luggage. And I did call, and they were able to grant that, so I am happy, definitely happy about that. They were able to give me somewhat of a little bigger car to suit my needs a little bit better, because you know, I have all my life exists in my car, so I have all my suitcases and whatnot that I do have to put back here. But let's see what we got here. So yeah, Yeah, here we go. I was disappointed. It doesn't have like a screen. My other car had a screen where I could look at my my map, my Google Maps while I drove. So I did have to run over to Best Buy, and I bought a phone holder here. It suctions to the window, so I can watch the map while I drive. There is a chip in the window. They said that is documented. They will not blame me for that. So hopefully that chip in the window doesn't get any bigger. That would be my fear if it started splintering or spider webbing while I was driving it. But yeah, that is the Nissan. Yep, Nissan Rogue there. So yeah, I'm trying to keep in good spirits. I do think about the fact that how fortunate I am. You know, my job is to create these videos, to vlog on the internet. So I'm able to kind of, I'm able to kind of incorporate this in my job. I'm able to keep working and vlog while all this was going down. You know, fortunately, I was able to make the payments on my other car repairs. Fortunately, as far as this goes, I think most of this is going to be covered by my insurance. It's just a matter of inconvenience and waiting. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people out there, I mean, I can just imagine, like, you know, years ago, back before I had this job, if I'd have gotten in this predicament, I mean, I don't even know what I would do. I mean, I had to go from Thursday to Tuesday without a vehicle, completely stranded. And that, you know, there's some people that would just be so devastating. I mean, I would have had to try to find someone to come pick me up. You know, to just, you know, if someone not having a lot of money, being stuck in a situation like this, someone that's suffering poverty, even though they get hit, it's not their fault. They're out a vehicle for almost a week. They wouldn't have access to lodging. Fortunately, I'm budgeted to pay for a hotel every night I'm on this trip. So, you know, that's not something I had to worry about. And I was fortunate enough that it was only like 15 minutes from the hotel when I wrecked. So that ended up working out in my favor. I already had the hotel booked. So yeah, this is I don't know if it's a great system. I don't know. It's, you know, it didn't hurt me as much as it could have. I mean, this has been a massive inconvenience. This has been an incredible amount of personal stress. You know, as someone that has really bad anxiety like me, I do have a hard time just dealing with this. Probably, you know, in my mind, I build it up to be a worse situation than it really is. I can just imagine how bad of a situation this could be if I was less fortunate. I do think, like, one day, you know, if this makes sense to you guys, you know, I've traveled over a year now, where I pretty much am a full-time nomad, for lack of a better term. I've not stayed in one place for more than 2 weeks. I've not stayed in the same bed for more than 2 weeks. So I'm always staying somewhere different. If, you know, maybe I'm staying a few nights at my home in North Carolina, staying a while with my mother in Indiana, staying at Jen's house in New York, or just a hotel anywhere else in the 48 states. I don't really have a very strong permanent residence. So to me, you know, that car, that Equinox, was my home. It's where I lived. It's where I kept my clothes in that car. I kept food in that car. You know, for lack of a better term, I lived in that car. I didn't sleep in it. But I spent more time in that car than I spent in any home. That's for sure. So it's emotional. It's emotional to lose that car. I know that sounds silly because it's just a chunk of metal and plastic and twine, but to me, it's like being booted out of my home. And so hopefully my home will be repaired, or I will get a new home. And so I think I'm clear to travel right now. I'm allowed to use this rental car to travel. I just there's going to be some time where I'm going to have to bring it back to Columbus. So I'm leaving part of myself in Columbus that I will have to retrieve at some point. Unless my car's totaled, actually. Unless my car's totaled. Well, my car's totaled. I still have to return to Columbus to return the rental car. And this is something you know, a lot of you may not realize. Rental cars, you have to return them at the same place. You don't have to, but if you return a rental car like away from home, so say like you want to go on a cross-country trip, because this has come up in my travels. If you want to get a rental car where you live and say drive out west, drive to California, and then take a plane back, that's going to cost you. They charge, you will be charged thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars in fees for bringing it back to a different location. You'll end up probably spending more in fees than you will on the actual rental car. That's why you don't see a lot of vloggers using rental cars in that way for that very reason. You are strongly encouraged to bring them back to the same location. So I will most likely have to return to Columbus at some point to bring this rental back. And but I don't know. I don't know if it'll just be to drop the rental off, or to buy a new car, or to I don't know. We will see. We will see what will happen from there. And since I will be departing tomorrow morning, I think it is now safe to show you guys where I've been living the past week. My home away from home, the DoubleTree Inn in Columbus, Ohio. Now, one thing that DoubleTrees are known for is that they actually give you a cookie when you check in. You can see on the side of the van here, they have that giant cookie. You check in, they give you your room keys, and they open up a special drawer where they give you a heated cookie to enjoy in your hotel room. The DoubleTrees are part of the Hilton groups of hotels, which I have a lot of good luck with Hilton. The Hilton rooms usually are pretty good, pretty decent, pretty clean. Usually feel pretty safe checking into most Hiltons. There's probably one exception. I probably stayed in one Hilton that I wished I hadn't have stayed in. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with Hiltons in general. Now, unfortunately, these elevators were actually closed down for probably about 3 days while I was here. They were having problems with the elevators, and I don't know exactly the problems, but they actually, for a while, had a gentleman with the emergency key that had to take you up and down. So they had basically an elevator operator for a few days. They had a couple days where we were required to use the stairs, which is unfortunate because we were actually on the 6th floor, but I was happy yesterday. The elevator was fixed. It is currently, oh, there we go, going up. So yeah, very happy to have these elevators working again. That was no fun having them broken. And with the way my luck's been going, I was kind of expecting to get trapped in an elevator, but unfortunately, so far, so good. Let me see. Okay. So I have to say, if I don't say that and then get stuck in an elevator. And let me show you guys my room that I've been staying in this whole time. I always like to pull out these little stands to get my luggage on. That way you can you know, get into luggage easily. And just got the one king bed. Sometimes, if you have two queens, you can use the queen bed as kind of like a table in place of one of those suitcase racks. I do have a couch in here. This brown couch is actually a pull-out a pull-out bed, but didn't really need that. You can see some of the gorgeous artwork here in the hotel room. Yeah, once I got here, I actually realized that I'd stayed here before. I stayed in so many hotels that sometimes I don't even remember that I've already been here, but I did remember once I got here that I had been here at the DoubleTree in Columbus. Actually a very inexpensive. You can get a room price line for about $60 a night. So that was one of the pluses here, is that I was able to stay relatively cheaply in Columbus here at the DoubleTree. And just out of if anyone's curious, the reason I waited to like show where I'm staying is just for my safety. I've had issues with, if I share the hotel that I'm at, that people will do nefarious things. So I got to be careful about that. Just you know, knowing I hate that. You know, I really do hate that I have to hide, that I have to like be ambiguous about where I'm gonna be. But it's part of the safety. Part of the safety when you put yourself on the internet, you got to be careful, because you don't know who's out there and what intentions they may have. Heading back towards downtown Columbus. We're gonna check back in with that giant head and see if it's back to working. And we have returned to the Columbus Convention Center. Now, yesterday we came out here to the Convention Center and we had Martin Luther King Jr.'s face emblazoned on this head. But if you look now, you can see it's actually a rotating selection of different people's heads. This is a art installation called As We Are, where people actually scan their faces and heads into this structure, and then once it's uploaded to the system, it just cycles through all the faces that have been scanned in there. Pretty fascinating. See all the different people that have come by and put their heads into the machine. So apparently we can actually add our face to the exhibit, going in here to the photo booth. Yesterday when I came by, it was closed. It had just Martin Luther King Jr. locked as a permanent fixture here. But it looks like we can actually do this. It says touch anywhere to begin. English. Oh, is it doing it now? Oh, okay. Okay, just giving instructions. Alright, so we're aligning the head here. I think I'm going to take the hat off just to be good. Alright, got my head. It says that a portrait will be displayed on the sculpture in 2 minutes. So we're going to head back out and see. I just have to do the waiting game and seeing if my head appears on the sculpture here. Well, that's not me. This is all the different people from all different ethnicities and walks of life appearing on the sculpture. Oh, that guy's making a silly face. And there I am, and that looks somewhat terrible. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. So I guess I'm happy that I'm on this sculpture. I could have been making a nicer face. I guess. Oh, thank goodness that's gone. All right, Jen, your turn to get inside the giant head. You just go in the back there, and scan your face and we'll see what happens out here.
Do you pay?
No, it's free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and apparently it just creates like a giant database of heads, and you never know when your head may appear again. So at some random interval in the future, my head may pop back up. But yeah, there's like thousands and thousands of faces. Once someone scans their face in, I guess it's in there forever as part of the rotation. Well, that one's interesting.
I keep seeing glasses and being like, oh.
No, that's not it. Yeah, it says 2 minutes. If you scan your face, 2 minutes, and then you'll pop up. I'm not seeing Jen's face. No, that's not Jen.
Yeah.
I don't know. You sure you got it?
It said processing.
Did it say 2 minutes?
Oh no, I jumped out because I was excited because it said it happened soon.
Oh no. It's definitely been over 2 minutes.
Should I do it again?
Maybe you should do it again. I don't know if hers took. She's gonna try to do it again. See if it said 2 minutes. We'll see if it shows up.
Where am I?
I don't know. There you are. There you are, Jen. Here we go.
Yay! I look ridiculous.
I think the glasses threw it off a little bit. Come down here to the park by the riverfront. Notice these statues of different animals here. We have an owl, and down here there's a hound, and I'm a little confused on where these statues are from. Each one has like a little passage. It says, "The child's hound drank from the pool and instantly he turned into a hard metal called bronze." I don't know where these quotations are from. The eagle there, and the inscription down here says, "Now Eagle had great sight and said the creek flows past two creatures, see their tracks by the pool, go find them and learn their secrets." So each one of these animals has a little passage by them, but I'm not sure what where these passages are from. We have a lion right there, and then we have some mythological creatures. You can see the unicorn right there, and then up here we have another mythological creature, the griffin. The griffin's kind of made out of different parts of different animals. He's got wings of an eagle, I think ears, looks like a rabbit ears almost, and then like the beak of an eagle, body of a lion, I believe. Now what do they say? Parting is such sweet sorrow, but when it comes to Columbus, Ohio here, my time here was interesting, my time here was fun. We had some adventures, but I think it is time to move on from Columbus, Ohio. I have gone ahead and I have put out a poll already on the community tab. If you're subscribed to my videos, it should pop up in your subscription feed. I've already gone ahead and put out a poll for the next city. We are gonna, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get in the rental car and we are gonna head on to the next city. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with the car. I likely will have to come back to Columbus at some point to finish matters dealing with my car, but I think it is time to move on. So for the poll, put up Pittsburgh for the third time, put up Indianapolis, put up Charleston, West Virginia, and Lexington, Kentucky. Those 4 spots. You can vote right now In fact, this the poll will actually come out before this video, so the polls will already have been up a while when this video comes out. But feel free to vote on there, and whichever one wins tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up, and that's the direction I'm going to head, because it's time to move on. It's time for this road trip to continue. Columbus had a lot of interesting stuff, I must say. I didn't, you know, maybe you wouldn't expect, you know, all these little cool things that you could find in Columbus, and it gave me an opportunity to explore some here in the Columbus area. But the journey must continue. The road trip must go on, and tomorrow morning we'll be leaving for the road trip. Thank you all for your continued support on this wild adventure that we've been on and will continue to be on. Of course, if you'd like to support the channel, consider donating to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month. Also selling enamel pins, including the Carpetbagger Fiji Merman pin is available. All that goes to help this channel and help get my car back on the road. My car will be back on the road regardless. If you, I'll be fine either way, but you know, every little bit helps keep this channel afloat. And until tomorrow morning, this one's in the bag.